We're jumping right into the lobby already to go ahead and start here. Fairfield is coming in on the red side with Marshall coming in on the left. Already underway here in the picks and bans here. We see right away Marshall's going to go ahead and get rid of the Lulu, Kane, and Lux. Meanwhile, our friends over at Fairfield are getting rid of Malphite, Olaf, and Annie. So both teams looking like they're trying to target a little bit of jungle presence and mid lane presence here as well. Oh. Oh, something happened here. Looks like we lost a few members here of Marshall, so we'll wait to go ahead and figure out what happened. Hopefully we can go ahead and get this sorted out here momentarily, and we can go ahead and get right back into the draft here. Well, I'm guessing it's because looks like Marshall is trying to rearrange themselves in draft order. That's what some of the schools have been following for this whole process, is that they've been drafting in a LCS style order, and it looks like a couple of them might not have been in order. So it should be the exact same three bans for each school. So we should see Kane, Malphite, Lux. I know it wasn't Lux second, but Lulu and Lux coming out from Marshall, and then Malphite, Olaf, and Annie then on the side of Fairfield. So then we're going to go ahead and get the picks in. So we're going to see right away that Marshall is electing to go ahead and go with this this Lee Sin up in the jungle. And then we're going to see a Garen and Nunu coming out on the side of Fairfield. And then we see the Ornn and Morgana pick coming in here as well. So again, slight technical difficulties, not the end of the world, but both of these teams just following suit. The Ahri lock-in coming in for the mid in Fairfield. So, all right. So Fairfield's going to go ahead and get rid of the Ashe, which I've seen quite a bit of Marshall playing there. Marshall's going to go ahead and respond with another ADC ban and get rid of the Misfortune. And there's the Leona ban for Fairfield, rounding it out. And last but not least, from Marshall, is going to go ahead and be the Zyra ban here as well. So both schools waiting to go ahead and try to get their bot lane in order. Fairfield hovering over this Ezreal right now. We still see a lot of hook champions open, like the Thresh, Nautilus, you know, even the Pike. The Leona's gone, so that's not viable. So that is going to be the Ezreal lock-in in the bot lane. The Tristana, and coming in for Marshall. Ooh, lock in the Nautilus. That's one big tanky boy. I'm going to be biased here. All right, Nautilus is my favorite champ to play. So, little bit of bias. Apologies on that one, but... Ooh, I like the Bard pick. Bard's been super powerful lately, and he's, like, gotten a couple of buffs recent patches, and I think he's really viable. I've seen him played a lot in the LCK right now. So as we're going to go ahead and just quick look down here, the team comps here. I like the Ornn pick here for Marshall. The ornaments coming in at a level 11, 13, and 15 are huge. So if the game gets really, if it's close at that time period, the ornaments coming in are going to be huge. The Morgana Q it's like a Blitzcrank Q coming in. It's got super huge range, and like the duration lasts forever. So I like the Q on the Morgana there. Tristana's one of those good champions, and I like this pick, especially with the Nunu coming in here from Fairfield. So with her rocket jump away, she can really kind of kite away from the Nunu engage. So she's got to make sure that she holds on to that. Nautilus, again, I'm a little bit biased. I love Nautilus. One of my favorite champions to play. My first M7 was on Nautilus. So, but on the side of Fairfield, Garen, good lord, if you get 1 or 2 kills on Garen up in the top, it's over. He's just going to keep running it down. I really like Garen too in a split push situation because there's going to be no one on the side of Marshal that was going to be able to go ahead and answer the split pushing capabilities of Garen. I mean, if you send Ornn, that's fine, but then you lose the Ornn engage, and then all you really have is the Nautilus as your frontline tank, which, while Nautilus can be super, super tanky, not necessarily the best if you're running like a 1-3-1 or even a 1-4 team composition. The Nunu has really good clear and a lot of really good regen in his kit as far as like his chomp goes. Can boost up a lot of HP, especially once you get Spirit Visage. I'll be really curious how this mid lane matchup goes. So a Morgana mid lane we usually see as kind of something that just kind of lays back and like slowly farms. It's more of a utility mid laner, not necessarily like the assassin or burst mage that we usually see like with like a Syndra or Orianna or something along those lines. The Ahri, I like the Ahri pick because I think that if she can dodge one of the Qs, she can probably punish the Morgana pretty well, especially post 6. So I'm going to give the slight advantage there to the Ahri if the Morgana plays aggressive. In the bot lane for Fairfield, I like the Ezreal Bard because Bard's got the healing in his kit. He's got the mobility in the champ. So Bard could easily make a huge impact in the mid lane, roaming up there in order to help the Ahri because he's got the snare, he's got the health, and even with his R ability, like he can really just lock her there and maybe wait for Nunu to come in and go ahead and help with the gank there too. So I mean, there's a lot of really good tools on both sides here. It's going to really just come down to execution and play style, really. I'm going to go ahead and say that we need to keep an eye on the top lane because even if Ornn gets to the point where he's got Sunfire Cape, which I assume that's going to be his first item that he's going to go. I mean, Garen and his silence can just... It's such a pain to deal against a Garen, especially a good Garen in lane, because if he lands those Qs and then he spins on you the whole time, it's a bit of a pain in the butt. Ornn at least can just kind of spam out his Qs here and there and just kind of try to wave clear a little bit to the best of his ability. He's probably going to be sitting under tower quite a bit. So that's going to really leave it up to Lee Sin in order to try to get that advantage up in the top lane. So thank you for everybody for joining us today for this matchup here between Marshall and Fairfield. Again, Marshall is on the blue side. Fairfield is on the red. Not really seeing anything out of the ordinary here for runes. Maybe the only thing that I see is I don't necessarily know about the Guardian here. If I'm playing Nautilus, I probably take Aftershock here. But with these two, I guess you could really go either way because you're probably not going to get close enough for Aftershock to proc on either one. Aftershock will proc here on the Nunu. So, I mean, this is like kind of my only question mark here as far as runes go. Ezreal taking the Conquer. I can see that. I mean, I can see that. Let's go ahead and check it out here. Yeah, all right. That is a meta comp here right now, or a meta runes for Ezreal down there in the bot lane. All right, so once this game goes and gets logged in here, I'm going to go ahead and have to quick get my overlays in place here. I play in a windowed version, so I can tab in and out. So I'm going to have to go ahead and full frame that for y'all here in just a second. Both of these schools are pretty new to competition. I know Marshall joined the Wisconsin High School Esports Association not too long ago, and I know our friends here at Fairfield are relatively new. I talked to the coach the other day here. It's great to see some of these new schools just starting to get involved. There is a huge learning curve with League of Legends, and a lot of people think that if you're just playing solo queue that you're good inside this team 5v5, and I really don't believe that that is true. I mean, I've seen teams that have had multiple, like, diamond level players or whatever, but if they don't build the synergy to play well together and the communication that goes in, just the other semester, I did see one of our teams here in Wisconsin, at least, who had a diamond level player. They didn't even go positive on the semester, and it was just because the diamond level player couldn't carry the team. And you know, if you're that high level, you need to be able to communicate with your team, call things out here, try to make plays, and at least be a leader on the rift here. Try to dictate where people should go, when they should go there, and why they should go there. Really teach them. Like, you have the experience and the knowledge, and you got to be the one that makes that possible here. So again, see a little bit of both teams here just kind of sitting in the river. Kind of surprised the Nunu didn't go ahead and grab something like a like the refillable potion. I'm kind of surprised at that. Morgana's going to go ahead and land a Q there onto the Nunu. Looks like Nunu is going to go ahead and back. He might be grabbing the refillable and maybe a sweeper. Yep, that's exactly what he's doing. That's a pretty popular tactic right now, as we've seen in a lot of pro play recently. But again, did not go ahead and elect to buy the refillable potion. Just staying with the mana regen. And it looks like Nunu's going to go ahead and elect to go up and start his red buff. And we know Morgana started Q. Okay, so that's going to be 2 for both junglers. Morgana's just trying to farm here a little bit in the mid lane. I mean, I imagine that she's going to fall a little bit behind here just because of the poke damage here of the Ahri. The Ornn Q misses the minion. Does get a little bit of slow there on the Garen. This is the last hit on that one minion. Does have a bit of a CS advantage already, though. So the Garen is playing relatively passive, which is kind of interesting. So Garen in this situation, before Ornn is 2, you can pressure a lot with the Q, because the Q is silenced. Oh, huge hook there out of the Nautilus. And the Nautilus passive coming in does allow you to snare somebody that's down as well. So again, both of these top laners just playing relatively passive, trying to help each other out. Ooh. Nautilus misses the quick Q there. Ornn's pushing up under turret here, and that's going to be tough. I don't know. Like, so if I was playing this matchup, I'd probably be spamming Q quite a bit here. Ornn is already sitting on about 450 gold. So I'd be using the Bellows Breath up here in the top lane. And it does look like, so he's hit 4, so he does have both abilities. I would not be putting multiple points into Q. So right now, Ornn has 2 points into Q. you should put... Yeah, no. I'm going to go ahead and say, like, in a team fight, your bellows breath is going to be really important. So I would be maxing W. I can understand where Q comes into play because it allows you to spam it out faster. There's a little bit more cooldown. That makes sense. So, and it looks like Garen is maxing Q right now too, which works depending on what build you go with. Like, we've seen some additional new builds that have come out here. Oh, Nautilus misses the Q down there in the bot. I've seen a few different builds here from Garen. One where it maxes his E, so his spin. While it's not super popular, it is really effective because it increases his attack speed. And you can see now that Garen has caught up now in CS. And, Nautilus just missing that Q there. Again, I would like to see this orange spamming the W a little bit more, especially for these large waves. It is going to keep crashing under your turret just because it's Garen. Go ahead and keep focusing on that. Down here in the bot lane, I really don't think that we're going to see too much because Bard is going to be able to just play far enough back, drop these like little healing stops here. Oh, nice Q there coming in from the Nautilus. There's the snare. There's the rocket jump. Oh, that's a big blast there, but all of those nice healing potions down there for the Bard. Able to go ahead and heal him right back up and get him out of safety. But that is quite a few summoners coming out from the bot side of Fairfield. Ari's got 2 points into her Q and 2 points into her E, which is her charm. Makes sense. Love the sweeper, the early game sweeper here by the Nunu. That's something that I get really happy to see. Like, I get all excited inside when I see teams that are taking early game pink wards or they're leaving base with a pink ward. Because really, if you have 100 gold and you're leaving base without a pink ward and you don't have a sweeper, like, what are you doing? Like, you're not helping to map control. You're not helping with map vision, which are huge deals, and especially in lower elo, it's definitely a big issue. Like right now, I can look and see that Fairfield, the Ezreal hasn't dropped a single ward yet. I mean, you could ward here. You could even come over here and at least get a ward here so you can see if somebody's coming down. Like, just something so that way you have a little bit of vision on the river. Nunu looks like he's bringing the ball in here. Going to probably look to see if Bard can go ahead and make a play. There's a nice flash out of the Nautilus. Tristana's going to go ahead and rocket jump over, but she's going to put herself in a tough situation here. That's going to be first blood going over to Fairfield. Good job there. Tough call there on the rocket jump. Probably should have gone over here to this bush, not just directly over the wall. You know, it's a tough situation, but good job there for Fairfield in order to go ahead and turn that one into their advantage. Meanwhile, we'll jump around the map. So right now, if I'm Fairfield, you have Dragon priority because you have 3 members there, and Ari's, while she may not be winning lane here, she's got priority there too. She could easily shove and roam. Nunu can actually take Dragon by himself at level 4 because of his chomp and everything like that. So he's got enough regen in his kit that he can actually go ahead and just hold out and sustain by himself. Ooh, looks like Ornn is trying to go ahead and go with the what I'm assuming is going to go ahead and be a Thornmail right away. Ooh, nice. Nice. Here's the rocket jump over. Oh, that's a nice one there. Unfortunately, the kill goes over to the Tristana. We're going to see a couple of TPs coming in here. Oh, this is a rough situation. Lee Sin trying to find his way out. But Garen is just going to go ahead and press R and say, see you later. Tristana's going to go ahead and be silenced. There's not much that Marshal can do. There's a nice propulsion away there by the Tristana using her ultimate as a defensive. Good play there by Fairfield. Marshal just kind of dancing around here. Yeah, not much that you can do. Nautilus needs to be careful here. Gonna go ahead and get charmed there by the Ahri. Oh, but the Tristana comes in. Rocket jumps in. Oh, the Morgana ultimate coming in now too. We see a lot of ultimates being used here. And unfortunately, that's going to be a double kill, or at least 2 kills going over to the bot lane for Fairfield. And nothing in return there for our friends over at Marshall. So, tough call here. We'll go ahead and we'll kind of jump back a little bit here. Try to check it out here. Let's go ahead and jump just real quick here. So again, the Tristana, your heart's in the right place, but unfortunately you just don't have the damage right now. Sitting on a Bilgewater Cutlass, and yeah, there's not much that you can do in that situation. If anything, Tristana, you let your support die. You know, that's what we're here for as a support. Like, we're here to try to get you fed. Take that rocket jump back here to the turret to safety and just try to get out and back. But unfortunately, it gave over a kill there over to the Ezreal. And the Ahri gets one as well here. So, but again, Marshall, while being on a little bit of a back foot here, you know, does have a CS advantage in the bot lane still. Has one in the mid lane still. Has ornaments that will be coming online here relatively soon. So I have to think that this game isn't over for either school, because, I mean, Fairfield is only up by about 200, 300 gold right now, sitting at that about 200, 250 range. But that doesn't mean it's out of grass here yet. So, ooh, nice snare there. That is impressive. Oh, but then the nice charm there onto the Lee Sin. Well played by the Ahri there for Fairfield. All right, Ornn is going to be extremely tanky here. I really don't think that there's much that Garen is going to be able to get accomplished here against this Ornn, as he's already got the Bramble Vest and the Chain Vest here completed already. So Ornn is very tanky with Grievous Runes already, and it is going to be important for Ornn. Oh, nice gank here coming out. And that's going to go ahead and be... Oh, no. Yep. All right. There's the smite coming in from the jungler. So that's going to be one going back over to Fairfield. I thought Morg was almost able to get away, but she used her spell shield not too long ago in order to engage in that team fight, and it just wasn't there, unfortunately. So what I was going to say is that it is going to be important for Ornn to keep poking this Q onto the Garen, because it turns off his passive. And turning off Garen's passive is really important, because that's where he gets all of his health regeneration. So it's really important to try to kite that away. The Nunu coming up top here, again, extremely tanky up there in the top. So you're not going to get to do much. That was the Nautilus ultimate used down here in the bot lane too. I know we missed it, but it was used there in order to knock up the Ezreal. Again, the Tristana is out farming, has 37 CS almost. Sorry, 27. Math is hard and stuff. A 20 CS lead. But again, we equate 1 kill to the equivalent of 40 CS. So when you're keeping that in mind, so add another 40. So Ezreal is probably actually about at 107, whereas Tristana is sitting at about 90. The rocket jump coming in here. The Bard ultimate coming down. Ooh, that's a nice kill there going over to the Tristana, despite the Bard ultimate being used. So there you go. Marshall gets back on the board and is going to go ahead and close this gap a little bit down here in the bot lane. Oh, what a hook. Oh, there's another one coming in. One more push. Oh, you don't have it. Oh, you dropped the heal. Oh, the ultimate coming in. Oh, here comes Nunu, though. Is Nunu going to go ahead and drop the snowball? Here he comes. Nautilus, you're there, bud. Be the support. Nice play there. Really greedy by the Tristana for Marshall, but it pays off. I really don't think that there is anything that the Ezreal from Fairfield could have done in that situation. I mean, Tristana presses R, and you were pretty low. Fortunately, that's just the way that it works. All right. Again, Ornn is just so tanky right now up into this Garen matchup. Going to go ahead and drop another little chunk there into the Garen. Again, needs to make sure that he is poking. So the second that this Garen passive turns on, he's poking. All right, Ornn going to build. Yep. So he is going for the Sunfire Cape build. Going to get extra tanky here. Garen is backing right now. He's sitting on about 1,400 gold. If Ornn is smart, he's going to go ahead. Nice job checking the bush there. Ooh, grasp. Oh, you got this. You got it. Oh, be careful. Be careful. Garen does have R here, so Ornn does have to be careful. Because although you may think you have him, all of a sudden you get too greedy, and Garen is just there to press R on you. Yeah, Ornn is about one shot away. Oh, it's going to go ahead. There's the R, and it's not enough on the Ornn. Whoo, but it is close. So if Ornn goes in, oh, I could see Ornn. Go ahead. Go ahead. Just let the wave clear. Ooh, nice job. Missed a kill down here in the bot lane. We'll go ahead and rewind here so that we can check it out down here in the bot lane. All right, we see a sweeper coming out. Nautilus lands the snare, hits the E, and that's all she wrote down there in the bot lane for the Bard. All right, and so that is going to go ahead and then equate over to this Ocean Drake going over to the side of Marshal. Really great. So it does mean, though, that we're not going to see a Mountain Soul or an Ocean Soul game. So we're either going to go ahead and see the Cloud Soul or the Infernal Soul. So it does look like it is going to go ahead and be a Cloud Soul. I just saw the stats yesterday on Reddit, and the team that gets the first Drake has a 70% win advantage. Ooh, nice rocket jump in here. That's going to be all she wrote there. So Insanity now on a killing streak down there in the bot lane. Ooh, nice job there by the Ahri to flash away from the Q. But the team that goes and gets the first Drake actually has about a 70% win rate right now in the current meta. As far as Ocean Souls go, the Cloud Soul is actually the weakest. It sits at about like a 70, I think it was like a 76%. Meanwhile, Ocean, Infernal, and Mountain are all sitting at about 79-80%. So, while not the end of the world if the enemy team does get the soul, but it does make it a bit of an uphill battle. So, we see the Lee Sin is going to go ahead and try to go in on this Nunu. Nunu is a little bit of a tanky boy, though. And Garen is down here, too. Oh, here comes the Ornn. Oh, I would have loved to have seen the Ornn just E into the wall there, but has enough slow with the Q that we're just going to go ahead and see a disengagement here by both teams. But it does give priority over the Rift Herald here for our friends over at Fairfield. Yeah, Lee Sin just needs to get out of here. It's just go ahead and let this objective go. There's really nothing that you can do to contest. Morgana backed. Just let it go. So meanwhile, on the bot side, though, do you see Bard is clearing out some vision, but it does leave his ADC all alone down here in the bot lane, and it looks like Nautilus is looking for that Q. But there is still a turret down here in the bot lane, so he's not going to go ahead and go for it. Nice 3 members top here. I like this play. Go ahead and put all your pressure up top. You know Marshal, you can see the mid laner here. Drop the Rift Herald right now. You're going to go ahead and get first turret out of this. Ornn just needs to back away. Great rotation here on the map. Applying different pressure here for Fairfield. Fantastic job here. Fantastic. So it does look like now we're going to see the mid laner and jungle here for Marshal. Going to go ahead and try to collapse because Shelly is going to go ahead and get a second charge off here. Here comes the Ornn Horn. Going to go ahead and land it onto the Nunu. There's a nice snare coming out. All right. Master Legend's going to go ahead and get one there as well. Garen's just going to be a little sneaky guy here and go ahead and elect a back. All right. Meanwhile, on the bot side here, Bart has really good wave clear too, despite not having, you know, really AP damage right now. But it is good to see. But he's staying too long here. That's going to be a Q coming in there for the Nautilus, and then you're snared forever. And there's the Tristana getting one more. So that's going to go ahead and be. They have the wave here that they could push this bottom turret. It looks like Marshal is going to go ahead and elect to say no. At least right now, given the current state. So they should be able to go ahead and push this wave. We see Ornn is TPing down into the bot side here. The Morgana lands her ultimate here. Nothing down there to say, but yep, there goes the turret. So the Ornn TP into the bot. Going to go ahead and put 4 members into the bot lane. Going to go ahead and mean a lot of pressure now for Fairfield to go ahead and try to absorb. The Nunu coming in. Lands it. Oh, misses the charm there by the Ahri. Oh, that's so close. Oh, that's unfortunate. That was a really good play there, though. It was just a really good Zanya's there, or not Zanya's, but stopwatch on the half of Marshal. Lee Sin. Oh, yeah, you probably could have chased that down if you landed that. Ornn's coming down here to go ahead and try to push this Garen off. Again, this is the beauty, and it is Triforce Garen right away here too. So what you might have seen here too, or maybe a different alternative build here. So Triforce is a great item on Garen. But you do have 2 very large tanks in Ornn and Nautilus. And you might have considered to go ahead and go with the Black Cleaver first. Just because it's going to go ahead and deal with a lot of the armor on Ornn and Nautilus. Again, I know the Triforce makes a lot of sense, and they're going to go ahead and get this turret because of it. But the Black Cleaver would definitely help you into the big tanks, because ultimately Garen and Nunu are the front line here for these team fights. There's no way that Garen is really going to be able to go ahead and flank and come around, especially with the Q snare from the Morgana, or the just even the Ornn into the wall too. Like, so there's a lot of tools that Marshal has to go ahead and peel off of one of these engagements. Gonna go ahead and see the Morgana gets a huge snare here. Gonna see a nice team fight. Here comes the Ornn Horn. Ornn Horn knocks up the Garen. Are they gonna go ahead and be... Oh, the Garen flashes away there, but it is gonna go ahead and be the jungler going down. Nunu goes down. Tristana's gonna go ahead and try to follow up. Oh, that's a huge Q there from the Morgana. That's a huge Q. Wow, well done there by Marshal. That is going to go ahead and give them priority now over this Drake. All right, so again, still not out of this for Fairfield. All right, so what I would like to see out of Fairfield in this situation, more vision, number 1. They really only have vision currently in their own jungle. While I get it, the bot lane and the mid lane turret are going down right now. That should be a kill going over. The Nunu gets it. Ooh, that's a nice Bard ultimate. Here comes a big Nunu ultimate there. Not a ton of damage. Oh, the Garen gets shut down here too, though. Oh, this is going to be a... Nunu gets... Get out, bud! Get out, bud! It's a triple kill going over to you, but that's just... That Tristana now sitting at 10-2. All right. What Fairfield need to do here in order to get back into this. Number 1, a little bit more vision into their own jungle and into the river just in general. What you're going to have to try to do is try to find some way to get a pick. And unfortunately, most likely, it is going to have to try to be on the Ornn. I really don't like the lethality that I'm seeing right now onto the Garen. Again, the Black Cleaver is it's huge to go ahead and deal with some of these tanks that you're dealing with. Because lethality, it just negates armor, right? It doesn't, it's not like armor penetration, like a percentage base. It's literally just a flat rate. So like this right now has 10 lethality. So it negates 10 armor out of 100 on the Forge Fire cape here. So not a huge difference. And if I'm being honest, I would probably send Garen just into a side lane to push. Not that I think team fights are going to be advantageous right now to Fairfield. Just because that Garen's going to be your frontline tank, basically. Oh, Ari's going to go ahead and get caught out, unfortunately, here. But the Garen's got to go somewhere in order to make an impact. Big ultimate there. Here comes the Bard ultimate. Going to go ahead and get 3. That's a good ultimate. Here comes the new ult, but it's going to get interrupted by the Ornhorn. And now this is just going to be a huge team fight in the favor of Marshal. Yeah, if I'm Fairfield, again, like, it's tough for me to say because I'm not in game, so I don't want to make it sound like I'm being rude or like condescending, but Garen's got to go somewhere else. He's not going to make enough of an impact right now with these team fights, because if you send him down somewhere, like say you send him down to this bot wave down here, like that means at least Ornn or even Tristana and Nautilus have to go down to match Garen, and then that gives you the advantage somewhere else on the map in order to make that kind of impact. I think the Nunu will be fine for your engage. The Bard has enough engage here too, and CC in his kit, that it can make a decent difference. Oh, so that's a nice knock up there on the Morgana. The Morgana ultimate coming in. Yeah, see, these 5v5 team fights aren't going to go into the favor of Fairfield right now, because this Tristana is 13-2, and she's got the Molten Edge here too, which is a huge ornament, right? So, honestly, right now, Marshal takes this inhib turret, probably takes the inhib as well, looking at these cooldown timers. Then they go ahead and they turn to Baron. I don't think there's much that Fairfield can do to challenge the Baron. Again, this is not right. Yeah, go ahead, back up. You got priority here. Drake should be coming up here momentarily, and they are going to go ahead and run down there right now. They have the advantage. There's no way. But again, at least for Fairfield, this isn't sole point. So it's not the end of the world if Marshal gets this, but Marshal changing their call. They're looking to go ahead and ping Baron now. It's all right. Like, I don't know. You hesitated now at this point. Like, maybe you should have just reset. Like, Triss is just going to go ahead and clear out wards. That's understandable. Here comes a new snowball, but it's not going to find anything. All right, so again, too, for Fairfield here, too, in this situation, like, you have the Maramana completed, but now you're trying to get this Triforce completed, too, on Ezreal. So that means that Ezreal just really needs to just split push so that way he can get the necessary gold. It's going to be a huge Ornhorn, and that's a Nunu going down here. Yeah, because, I mean, Ezreal's sitting on 650, so doesn't quite have enough even to go ahead and get the Sheen. Well, he's got enough for the Sheen because he's got the mana crystal there, but it's not enough to complete the Triforce, and the Triforce is really what he needs to go ahead and finish the damage that Fairfield needs in these team fights. Because right now, like, the Marumane just doesn't do enough. Like, I mean, it gives you 35 attack damage. The passive does give you a little bit of regen there on some of this. But again, like, it's just not going to be enough. The Nunu looks like he's going for Spirit Visage next. Which I agree with, because that's going to go ahead and just like massively increase his health regen. So even if a team fight happens, if he lands the Q, like his chomp, he should be pretty good there and just like pretty much fill up half of his health bar. But Fairfield really just needs to stop trying to make some of these team fights happen. Just keep focusing on pushing some of these waves out and getting vision deep into your jungle. So that way you can at least pinpoint where Marshal is. Like, Garen is in a very bad spot right now. It does look like he's not going to be able to get to back. Ornn's going to find him here. There's the silence. Hit the blast cone. All right, he might be able to get out. Oh, Nautilus misses the Q. Garen. Oh, there comes the Nautilus R. Oh, the rocket jump. We're going to see it. Oh, my God. Look at that Q range. That's insane. I love hook champion, so again, I'm sorry for being a bit biased there, but Nautilus, Blitz, Thresh, even Leona. I'll throw Leona in there too. She's obnoxious, but she's all right. I like her. Just those ranges are so massive. So Marshal again sitting on a ward here. Lee Sin's going to go ahead and get the upgraded Black Cleaver there, so big tank shredder right there now with the Lee Sin too. And the Lee Sin can get into the back line, which is going to be the major problem here for Fairfield. You really have no way of getting Lee Sin off of the back line unless you get maybe a silence from the Garen, but then you don't have your tank in the front line. Maybe a snare there by the Bard. But again, it's going to be tough. Nunu's, oh, nice. Lee Sin missed the engage there. Otherwise, that could have been it there for the Nunu. Again, I think this is fine though. Like, if you're Fairfield, don't overstretch. Throw those wards down. Buy some pink wards here. There's the charm. Not gonna find anything. The Lee Sin going into the back line there. Gonna go ahead and chase down the Ahri. Ooh, Ahri just dodges away, but again, Garen's going to go ahead and go down. Oh, there comes another Nautilus R. There comes the Q, and that's welcome to Perma CC there, Ezreal. Although he does have completed the Triforce there, it's just not going to be enough. I think Marshal really has this one in hand right now. There's not much that Fairfield can do. Again, I just don't think the lethality build on the Garen was the right thing to do, at least in the early game. Like, but you're not going to be able to get there in the late game either. Like, Garen needs to go tanky. He gets one shut down there. Ooh, there we go. Oh, not going to be enough, is it? There's one. The Garen's going to run him down. Dunk. All right, so that's a huge positive there for Fairfield. It looks like they're pinging Baron, and I think they should go Baron. Although Nunu is down, but there's at least 20 to 30 seconds right now on the side of Marshal. So if Garen can heal up enough right now, which I don't think he's going to be able to do. Yeah. So that's not enough damage there. And unfortunately, Ezreal, you just not enough. So right now, Fairfield really needs to get some, like, they have the Scuttle Crab down there. But I'd love at least one, maybe two more wards down there, because you know that Marshall is either going to go Baron or they're going to go for the soul point. And it looks like they are calling for Baron right now. Going to go ahead and see Lee Sin start this up. So fantastic change of events right there, because it looked like we were going to go ahead and trade. Oh, Garen, Bud. So it looked like we were going to go ahead and see Soul Point going on down there, but Nunu goes down and steals that Cloud Drake, which is relatively good, but unfortunately your base is really wide open right now. Here comes the Nautilus R coming in, the Morgana Q, and then here comes Tristana to dive right in. And she's just going to go ahead and try to clean up here. Oh, but Ari gets one back, but unfortunately Ari's the only one left here on her team, and that's going to go ahead and be the game going over to Marshall. Some GGs coming out there in the chat. Appreciate that. Really promote positive sportsmanship, even in esports. I know the rest of solo queue is super toxic, but we don't stand for that kind of stuff. So appreciate the teams being supportive there of each other. And congratulations to Marshall for go ahead and pulling out this victory here today. That is going to go ahead and move Marshall. Let's see here. That's going to go ahead and take Marshall to 2-3. And our friends at Fairfield are going to go down to 1-4. We got Monday and then 1 week left. So we've got 3 matches left to play here. Take a quick peek here. I mean, Fairfield had this Tristana early game, and I think they did a really good job down there in the bot lane. I mean, Tristana was 0-2 in the beginning. Big damage coming out there from the Ahri as well. Again, I'm a nerd here as far as this goes, but I mean, this is on both teams here too. So, Ornn, if you leave base with 100 gold and you don't have a pink ward in your inventory, to me, you're doing something wrong. Like, I understand wards don't do damage, all right? Everybody has told me that before. But if you understand, if you're about to get ganked or somebody's coming down to your lane, or you can see 3 members are coming down and it's like, okay, time to back. Like, this wave is not worth it. I need to get out. Vision is so important, especially when you're learning the game. And especially when you're in a losing situation. So for Fairfield, getting some of that vision into your jungle, so you know that it's safe to push out certain waves, because then you can actually see if the enemy team is in your jungle and is going to try to collapse and flank you. So you can go ahead and use that to your advantage. It's more of a safety thing than anything. So again, I would like to see Ornn here get those numbers up. Although he was pushed under tower, that's okay. Like, but you can still go ahead and get more down. Ezreal here. This, like, you had a blue trinket, which, I mean, works. It works when you're looking for objectives and stuff like that. But, I mean, for a 34-minute match and 4 wards, that means, like, 1 ward for, what, every 7.5 minutes. Like, you got to get those numbers up. Like, even if it's just in, like, the tri-bush next to your turret, so you can make sure that nobody is coming to gank you. Especially with somebody like Lee Sin, you should always have that bush warded, because he can easily just go ahead and jump in behind you and then all of a sudden drag and kick you over to the rest of his team. So, again, just a little bit of insight here. Again, you had this Tristana 0-2-1. Like, you had the advantage down in the bot lane. Unfortunately, when you're playing against an Ornn, again, Black Cleaver, super important. Like, a Trinity Force is 3,800, and a Black Cleaver is, what, 2,800, I think, roughly. 1,250 for the Phage, 800 for the Kindle Gem, and then 950 to go up. So, yeah, 2,800. Saves you 900 gold, basically, to go ahead and build a Black Cleaver. and then you can be building something additional. So then if you wanted to go into the Triforce, then you can. Lethality, though, is like, for those of you that don't know, like, lethality is just, it negates 18 armor. And so if somebody like Orn here is rocking 100 armor on a Forge Fire Cape, 35 here, so like you don't even negate the Bramble Vest, which again has grievous wounds too, so now you can't heal off of damaging Orn too, or it reduces your healing. And then he's got a Frozen Fist here too, so 125 plus 35, so that's 160. So you got 260 armor here. Black Cleaver. Gotta go Black Cleaver. So, yeah, just my 2 cents. Again, congratulations to Marshall. Trying to make this an educational stream, not trying to be toxic or anything like that. Want to help you improve your game here. I realize so many of our schools are new to competition, and I think this is good that you're getting into this competition, because the only way to get better is through competition. So otherwise, that's going to be it for me tonight. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out for a little bit. I don't have a match to stream on Monday, so if a school would like their match featured on stream, let me know. I'll be happy to cast it for you. Otherwise, that's it for me tonight, and I hope you have a good night. Have a good night.